my lovelies. Thursday evening. Let's bring color to our lives, as usual. Loads of color, as you know me. Thank you for joining me, guys. If you join me, just say hi to me and let me know where you're watching from. For those who don't know me, my name is Angela. I'm the owner of Creative Energy from Elf and Helden. I'm an elite retailer for Dixiebelle paints over here in Frankfurt in Germany. Also the German distribution for Dixiebelle and for Woodubend. Woodubend, those lovely ornaments. Hi, Nina. Hi to Spain. How are you? How is the weather there? We had snow here yesterday in Frankfurt. I'm so fed up with winter. I'm so fed up with winter, guys. Bonsoir, Michelle. Coucou. So, coffee in the evening. It is 7 p.m. over here. Don't know where you're watching from. I think in France and in Spain is about the same time as it is over here. Wet and cold, no snow. Yeah. I really had enough. So I'm having a bit of a, well, it's not really a cold. I'm having a bit of a cough condition from my sweetheart. So it's a bit annoying. It's not corona. I've tested it, but it's a little annoying. So I was really cold. I'm wearing a really thick sweater and a fleece jacket on top, and at night I'm wearing a fleece jacket because I'm so cold. I don't know what that is. It'll be over eventually sometime. So last week we started with this with those nightstands. There's 2 of those, as you can see. Instagram also, there's another one over there. And I've already applied the second coat on the front here. We're going to do together the second coat on the sides now. This one I've just done on the German Life. And I've sealed the front with the Easy Peasy spray wax because I wanted to add some dark wax. I like to see my projects before that. And again, the colors we're using are muscadine wine. I've wrapped my brushes in wet baby wipes. Muscadine wine, which is like a really dark red. I have Plum Crazy, which is like a plummy. It's between, well, it's like, it's not purpley. It is a little darker pink. And I have Peony, just to set a little bit of a highlight. I have my mini brushes, which have all been very much used. I've noticed the last time, don't know if you can see, there's like at the front, there's like so many really short bristles, which are worn off basically. You can't really see it now. You can see it better when, can you see that? Let's see. There's like, but this is one of my first, or this is basically my first brush I was using from Dixiebelle when they came over 3.5 years ago. And that's what the brush basically looks new, you know, so they're all worn off by now. And that's a brand new one. So it still works. Obviously your life is easier when you use a not as much used brush for blending as those ones, but it'll work. So let's get started. On the sides. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why this is always fighting me. So when you join me, guys, just say hi and let me know where you're watching from. I hope you're all well. And I have my mister bottle somewhere. There it is. Which is also from Dixiebelle. It makes a really fine mist. And now, because I want to do some blending, I'm spraying it So it's damp. I'm going to start again with my muscadine wine. You can, when you do blending, it doesn't matter if you start inside out, if you start outside in. I like to start from the outside in, from the Heimanhase, from the darker color to the lighter color. And see, bring it a bit further down. I can see more of the project. That's fine. Instagram, can you see? Yeah. So, put my Mr. Bottle now. I need that close to me. Close to me. Going to spray my brush also. Spray your project, spray your brush. When you do blending, the Mr. Bottle is your best friend. Good brush, Mr. Bottle, and very light brush strokes. I'm going to start again laying out my paint from the outside to the in. That's what I prefer, from the darker to the lighter. But as I said, around those, this is raised stencil up here, so I'm going in swirls to catch all the details to make sure I have them all covered. And grab some more paint. So this one is a little more structure on this one than on the other one. The other one was completely covered in wormholes, as you can remember. Hi, Sissy. And so therefore I've been locking them up or closing them up with Dixie mud. So obviously the wood structure was covered at the same time as the other piece was like all over. There was like one hole next to the other. So I spread the Dixie mud on the other thing, on the other nightstand, basically all the way around, or all over the side, which at the same time locked up some of the wood structure. Make sure I catch the legs, which I forgot on the first go, as I can see just now. Nothing I can fix. Oh, nothing I can't fix. Let's see that way. So, and I'm keeping the whole thing damp. I'm working with the chalk mineral paints. For those who don't know the chalk mineral paints from Dixiebelle, they are water-based, they are VOC-free, they are chalk mineral paints, and self-leveling. So if you go for a very smooth finish, they are the paints for you to go for. Easy to handle, easy to blend. It is very warm in here. As I said, I was freezing, so paint dries pretty quick, and for blending I like to keep it damp. So as I said, muscadine wine, and now I'm going to come in with my Plum Crazy, doing the same thing. I'm working two colors. Oops, that was far too much. That's when it's ending. There's far too much. I just like dropped it in the paint. So, however, no problem. So, and for blending, you can see light brush strokes. And if I go over those edges where those two colors meet now, and just go up and down like this with that brush, you can already see how those colors blend nicely together. So firstly because the colors themselves are very close to each other. That makes your life a lot easier when blending. Light brush strokes. This is doing already the first trick before I carry on. Same thing down here. I'm dampening my brush to keep the paint moving. I'm dampening the project itself. Go diagonal. I'm going right across to blend those together. This is still my brush from the Plum Crazy. I'm starting to sweat now. And then you basically do that until you've reached a stage where you like it. I shall check it in the camera. The camera is always more accurate than what I see it here. It looks very much nicely blended here, and the camera sometimes shows you that it is not. So, but that looks pretty good. As I said, 2 colors at the time. And now we're just going to set like a little highlight in the middle with my peony, the bright pink, where I just need very, very, very little. If you add a lighter color, they are mostly very, very strong. So just use a little. You can add always a little more. Just go ever so lightly over the middle. And this is now blending together with the Plum Crazy, just to set like a little highlight. You know, when I do those things, I don't want to have like those obvious transitions. I like to have it very subtle so that it's like you only see on the second. You sometimes think it's just like a light glow or something like that. That's what I like to achieve. And this is the reason also why I like to this is now my Plum Crazy brush, and I'm going right over the middle just to blend that a little more in. So that's it. Quite like that. Leave it. No more. No more. Quick and easy, done in about 10 minutes. Michael, hello, somebody new. Oh, it's on YouTube. Thank you for joining. Hi Jill, how are you? How are you? Hallo, liebe Sissy. Habe ich schon Hallo gesagt? Ich weiß es gar nicht. So, move to the other side. Move to the other side. Doing the same thing over here. Just grab my paints I need. Sure, I'm not dropping them. Not dropping them. My muscat and wine. Now you can really see how. Now you can really see how the bristles have already been worked off. After 3.5 years, they can look like that. So, as I said, it is the easiest to move paints into each other which are very close to each other. If you don't have that, if you have like two paint colors which are a little further away from each other and you want to blend them together, then make yourself a third color, mix a little bit of both of them together so you have like a middle tone. You don't always need to have like a third color. With a third color, you sometimes get like different different effects. But if you don't have them on hand, don't worry, just make yourself your own. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for joining. I'm happy you're there. Rather late than never. I think that's how you say it in English. Make yourself a middle color and you're good to go. It makes your life easier instead of trying to blend two colors which are too far away from each other. So around those 3D stencil, I'm going to go in swirls to make sure I hit all the areas. Keep my brush damp, keep my project, the paint damp. Lay out my first color where I want to have it. Muscadine wine is pretty dark and I'm using the lighter colors basically to get more like of a berry type of paint. So it might just be about enough paint. Just be enough paint. Obviously, it depends on your room temperature and humidity where you're at, if you need more or less water to keep that damp. It is pretty warm in here, even I'm dressed like it's thick as winter, but I've been freezing the last days. So I'm going to sweat in a second because I'm working rather quick. Rather quick. If you want to avoid those legs, if you want to avoid your paint being contaminated, you can pour it out in a dish or something like that. So that's the muscadine wine. Sure, I have everything. Also the crevices of the, can already feel it drying pretty quick, which is a benefit of those paints, that they dry quick, so you can basically start quickly with your second coat. And now I'm going to come in with my Plum Crazy again. Same thing. Keep my brush damp, keep my floor damp. So that's basically how you should dip your brush, not like I've done before. Lay it out in those areas where I want to have it. On the edges, where those two colors, muscadine wine and the Plum Crazy meet. I'm just brushing up and down to move the paints into each other. Go right to the outside. Hardly touching the surface with my brush. Using water. So, and some people, they don't do the blending on the first coat like I've done. They just lay out the colors and start the blending on the second coat. That also works perfect. This is just personal preference. I like to do it on the first coat, the blending also, because I want to see how much of which paint I'm going to lay out. So go a little bit diagonal over the edges down here. You can go like this, whatever. Everything works. Just keep it damp. When you feel the paint is dragging, then just come in and add a little more water to it. The same thing on top here. Go diagonal to get like more of a vignette of the look. frame my brush. This is still my Plum Crazy brush. Now I'm going right over the middle, right over the middle. I don't want to have like visible paint or color layout. I want to have it like very smooth and subtle. You can clean your brush in between when you feel there is too much of the other color in there, but this is just about. Fluff. So that was the Plum Crazy, and now, as before, just a dash, teeny weeny of the peony, just as a highlight in the middle. Highlight in the middle. Butterfly kisses. Brush is hardly hitting the surface. Paint is still nice and damp. Up and down to the sides. That's it. Grab my Plum Crazy and go right over the middle. There you go. Finished. So guys, this is basically it. That's the second coat. This is going to can dry now. I'm happy with the blending. Check in the, yeah, I'm happy with it. So excuse me, just wrap those up again so the paint doesn't dry. I try to do that. That's the reason my brushes last that long. I wrap them up in a baby wipe or something like that, which has also been sprayed with water on top so that the paint doesn't dry in my bristles. That's the reason why I still have my first brushes. Where did I put the one from the Plum Crazy? I've lost that one. So I'm just going to dry the floor a little bit, guys. I've been rather generous with my water. As I said before, this is also a good opportunity to clean your floor. So that's that. Just gonna grab a new one for my Plum Crazy. I don't know if anybody, the other painters, still have their brushes from 3 years ago, but I know the brushes are pretty expensive, so I'm really looking after them. They are the best brushes I've ever used, and I do have loads of brushes. So this can dry now. Now, as I said, I want to work with colored waxes, and when I work with colored waxes, I am pink waving hand, pink waving hand, pink waving hand. Hi, Mariam. Pink waving hand. When I work with colored waxes, I like to seal my piece beforehand. The chalk mineral paints, they are open porous. I mean, they don't really need to be sealed. They have a built-in sealer, but they are open porous, and they intend to grab everything which you put on top of them. And especially when you work with dark waxes or something like that, you know, it sticks right onto the paint and you can't really control it. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a perfectionist and a control freak. Not, how you say, good Eigenschaften. But therefore I'm sealing it so that the paint is a little more forgiving when you use those, and you can control your dark wax a little more. And I really like, for doing that, to use the Easy Peasy Spray Wax by Dixiebelle. It is water-based, meaning you can actually paint over it at the end. You can paint over it if you wanted to. It is water-based. It is also suitable for outdoors, and it dries within 25 to 30 minutes, which is also very good. The best dang wax needs longer, needs about 24 hours. So if you want to work quickly, you can use that. I like to use that to seal it in between. And I don't know, I've shaked it up before. You probably won't hear it. So just yeah, I can't really hear it now. Excuse me. When you start shaking that and the ingredients are not mixed up good enough, yeah, now you can hear it. You hear that? You hear nothing now. When you hear nothing anymore, all ingredients are shaked up nicely and all the ingredients are mixed up perfect. So this is with all water-based products. Also the paints, shake them up, mix them up. When you haven't used them for a while, really stir them up so that all water-based products intend to that they separate when they stand. And you need to basically mix all the ingredients back up with each other to get like the whole benefit of the product. This is the same with that one. It's a spray bottle. You spray it on. You can wipe it in with a lint-free cloth, with a lint-free cloth. And I like to use, especially when there's like, you know, there's hardware and ornaments and stuff like that and corners. I like to use my, from Dixiebelle, the La Petite brush. It's got like it's pointed and you can really work it in. It also works perfect for the best dang wax. So this is something also, when you sprayed it on, make sure you work it in and you don't let it sit, because you may end up with some drops. So glasses help. I just love this product. It's also VOC free. It's got no smell to it whatsoever. And as I said, it dries within 25 to 30 minutes. So this can sit now. The other one I've already done in the German light, so we're going to move to that one now, because I wasn't sure where to go when I was in the German life. I'm not going to work on the sides, I'm going to work on the front, as the sides are, you know, just painted, and I'm going to let them sit a little longer. So we're going to work on that one. Let's see, Instagram, move you over. you can see. Now, around the edges, I'm going to show you something. The Best-Dang wax, the Best-Dang wax. That's the Best-Dang wax. It is nice and smooth. It is nice and smooth. You know, so you can really dig your finger in there. It is nice and smooth. And I have made, where is it? Nobody was there. I have made, because sometimes I like to have it really dark. Oh, I found my, use it for now. Best-Dang wax is also water-based, guys. So even if you don't like it, so now my finger looks really nice. You see that? I managed to get that wax under there. It is water-based, so I can wash it off. Ooh, dirty fingernails. Not very nice. So I have put a little bit of the Best-Dang wax in this little jar, and I had it open for a couple of weeks, and it is really hard now. I can't dig my finger in there anymore. And therefore it is really concentrated. It is really concentrated, and that's what I would like to have sometimes for certain areas. I'm just going to use pretty worn out brush, and so wrap it in here, and I'm gonna go. I want to have some really dark edges. Obviously, there's different ways of doing that. So I'm going to move that right in here. So this is a lot more concentrated than the normal Best-Dang wax. Almost like a gilding wax, but still water-based. And that's what I would like to have. And I'm going to come in with another brush to feather it a little out. Sorry for the noise. It is feather that nicely out. When you work with the colored Best-Dang waxes, don't let it sit too long, because it tends to dry, especially now when you have it concentrated like I have this one, and you eventually can't move it anymore. So this is giving it like a nice aged look around, but ever so soft and gentle. So I'm gonna do something like that around this little ornament here also. Let's see. Just move it around. is also a trick, you know, if you're sensitive to gilding waxes, they are mostly oil based and usually have a little of a smell to them. And if you're sensitive to that, this is a great way of just get a little in here also in those crevices. You can see it's really dark. It is. I'm going to bring you a little closer so you can see a little better. Because this now, you know, basically behaves like a gilding wax. So, get my other brush, clean it off a little. As the best thing wax is water-based and it's got no smell to it whatsoever. Let's feather it out around those sides. Sorry for the noise. Give it like this grungy, aged look. So, and if you feel you have too much of that dark around there, just grab yourself a lint-free cloth. You can use your easy peasy spray and remove some of that if you wanted to. Make sure it is all nicely mixed. Spray it on here, work it in there. And you can easily remove some of that dark wax if you wanted to. And you can add even more on also after that. But that only works because it was sealed beforehand. So you can manipulate the dark wax easily. And as I said, as it is water-based, you could even, if you don't like it, grab your Peony Plum Crazy and paint over it again. This is the great benefit of the Dixiebelle waxes. There you go. And then you can come back in if you wanted to smooth it out a little, feather it out a little again. Go from there. So there's going to be some gold on there at the end also. I'm probably going to use the new product from Dixiebelle. What do you think? Do you like that? No, not yet. The inside is like this at the moment. I don't think I'm going to paint the inside on those ones. I'll see. Sam, you like gloves for painting? I mean, they are water-based products, so I don't really need gloves, and I can wash everything off afterwards with soap and water. But if I wear gloves, I just wear some. That really gives it some character now. I really like some disposable gloves, so nothing special. Hi Vera. So basically, when you use the normal or the not as concentrated, that's what I like. You know, when I feather out those sides, this is the Belle brush by Dixiebelle. I like to use that. Dip it in here, load my brush, and I like to work it in before I use it. I do that mostly in the lid. I just work it into my brush, and then I just go around the edges. And again here, you can use, again, a cloth to work that down. You can use that brush again. There's too much on those areas. Take a little off. Just to give it a little more character. Can use that concentrated stuff around those bits here. Those bits there. Oops. Messy. And feather it back out. Sorry, you can't really see. And that's basically, oops, wrong side. Make sure you use the right side of your brush. It helps. It definitely helps. So that's how I quite like that. Just to age it a little bit. Do the same thing on that little handle. And this is basically, you know, up to your own taste. How much you like to add, how little you like to add. Brown wax will look absolutely gorgeous on those things also. You know, it comes in brown also. You could, you could also tint your wax. If for example, the brown wax is not dark enough for you, you can, excuse me. Where did I put my feather brush now? I'm just amazing in displacing my tools. Oh no. Where did I put it? Nobody moves. Nobody moves. How is that possible, guys? I do that every time. I do that every time. I use something and I misplace it. Or did I drop it? Somebody help me. Somebody see where I put my feather brush. Otherwise I have to grab a new one. Which is not a problem as those things are water-based. And how can that be, guys? It happens to everyone. I can't find it. So let me think. I've had it there. Can't be far. Something like that really annoys me. Really annoys me. Just grab another brush. However, it's not that I don't have brushes. Just grab another brush. I like the cat tongue brush. That works nicely for that, but this one goes also. So, there you go. Just a little bit of aging. If you wanted to feather it out a little more, you could do that. If it's too much, you just grab your Easy Peasy or Best Wax in clear and you just take it off. So, there you go, my friends. What's the time? 50 minutes. I think that's long enough. Yeah, for sure. For sure. After I have all my brushes used up, it'll turn up. That's what usually happens. That's what usually happens. So, my friends, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you watch replay, put #replay into the comments. You may also sprinkle this video if you like to. Be very happy about that. And again, if you have questions, don't hesitate to contact me. All the products you can get from me if you want to, or from your local retailer, obviously. I'm happy that you've been here tonight. I'm wishing you a lovely weekend. Look after yourself, stay healthy, and I'm going to see you next week. Ta-da, bye-bye.